iwasan ang mainip. Pero ang daming pwedeng gawin para ma-level up ang sarili ngayong naka-quarantine. Learn a new skill. Mag-enroll sa mga online class o sumali sa mga webinar. Matutong magluto, tumugtog ng instrumento, mag-DIY, language class, photography, or make learning fun gamit ang mga libre at pambatang mobile app. Kulang ang pagkain. Bakit di ka mag-urban gardening? Gawing fit ang katawan at tumulong sa gawaing tahanan. Makibalita sa sitwasyon sa mga mapagkakatiwalaang website at istasyon. At maging masipag sa pagtulong sa kapwa. Ganon din sa pagsuporta sa ating mga bayaning manggagawa. Habang wala sa eskwela, gawin nating kapaki-pakinabang ang oras natin kasama ang pamilya. Stay home, stay safe, and stay productive.
I would like to express my gratitude to all those who made possible the steady supply of food, water, basic utilities of our households, and the provisions of basic social services and financial assistance to our people. Our profound gratitude goes to everyone who helped keep our country's food supply chain running. The valiant soldiers, policemen, and security guards who kept peace and order in our community. The dedicated personnel who kept our essential establishment operational. You showed us kindness and selflessness. You gave us strength. You risked your own lives to serve the greater good in keeping the Filipino spirit of bayanihan.
This is the ASEAN we know today. It is home to 600 million people. It is a home of the world culture diversity. It is home of the world's greatest temple. Home of the world's greatest ocean and waterways. It is home of the world's fastest growing region. Home of $3 trillion of trade. It all started when foreign ministers from 5 Southeast Asian countries proclaimed the establishment of ASEAN on August 8, 1967. Over the years, ASEAN has extended its members from the initial 5 to 10 countries by the end of the millennium. Since her birth, ASEAN envisioned to secure regional peace, accelerate economic growth, and foster social coherence through democratic process. The vision of ASEAN got even bolder, which is to take ASEAN as a global community of nations in 2015 and beyond. Let us all reach and reap our maximum potentials by working together as a single community of nations.
Throughout these years, we have resolved, working hard together for a true community. The beauty of diversity, bridging all the differences, a sense of unity. Let us move ahead, hand in hand as one. Let our virtues stand and face the challenges of time. Let us move ahead into great
future's ours. We have the strength. We shall find the peace within ourselves and with the world. And as we strive in our resolve, sharing this one vision of a true community, let us move ahead, hand in hand as one. Let our virtues stand and face the challenges of time. Let us move ahead, integrate as one to a nation, community, prosperity, peace and harmony. We are resolved, working hard together for a true community. Sense of unity. Let us move ahead, hand in hand as one. Let our virtues stand and face the challenges of time. Let us move ahead, integrate as one to an ocean community, prosperity, peace and harmony. To an ocean community, prosperity, peace and harmony. To an ocean community, prosperity, peace and harmony.
Stay home. Nagtiyan.
Stay home.
Stay home.
I have a dream of what I wanna be. I wanna be free. That's what my heart keeps telling me.
Give me your hand, we'll find a way. There are people out there that feel the same. And if we help each other, I just know we can succeed.
We are one, but we are different. We're from all around the world. We share the same sun, we share the same oceans. We are every boy and girl.
Come together and share our dream. We'll be among the stars, and we know that it's destiny. We are unity. We are unity.
I do believe, oh, I believe in destiny.
Darating na Agosto, ang pagbabalik sa eskwelahan ay malaking pagsubok sa ating lahat. Mga magulang, kailangan natin magtulungan, magkaisa para mapuksa ang COVID-19 pandemic at tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang edukasyon sa ating mga anak. We heal as one.
2020 has taken a big toll in our lives. One question has run up into my mind over and over again. What is next for our future? What is next for education? The day that the community quarantines were established here in our country, the greatest responsibility of taking action was done by the Department of Education. And on the 21st of May, they have already produced the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan for students. We have observed the immense efforts of each and every one of DepEd to produce quality education amid this pandemic. That we have seen that we have created new strategies, new perspectives, even if we stay in our homes. And with that, we highly commend the efforts of the Department of Education, particularly the Division of Lawag City, who wholeheartedly has created so much strategies and plans, who has created so many concepts and ideas for us to adapt to the so-called new normal. They have stayed true to the name of Lawag, being an emblem of hope, shining and burning with passion to provide nothing but the best for students like myself.
As the of Schools Division of the WAC City Region 1, I support DepEd's Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan. We're grateful for its efforts to ensure that no learner is left behind amidst the public health situation. I commit to actively participate and advocate the BELCP. I support DepEd's distance learning modalities. I support DepEd's Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan.
To all our education champions, led by our beloved Secretary of the Department of Education, the Honorable Secretary Yunor Magdoles Biones, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. It is always an honor for World Vision to be part of campaigns that strongly uphold the rights and welfare of the learners and children in general, because through this, we are all directly investing in the lives of our future generation. And I believe that it's through partnership that we will be able to strengthen human capital and nation building. In helping children, families, and communities, we at World Vision make sure that our programs and services in education, health and nutrition, child protection, livelihood, disaster risk reduction, and spiritual nurture are all aligned and contributing to the plans of the government and also relevant to the needs of the children, especially the most vulnerable. It is our vision that every child will experience life in all its fullness. Recently, we conducted an assessment on the impact of COVID-19 to children and families. And one of the critical concerns that children expressed is actually in the form of a question, whether they can still go back to school or not because of the pandemic. That is why we at World Vision strongly support DepEd's Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan. And we believe that through our partnership with different stakeholders, with sponsors and donors, we can make it. We've also launched Between Natin, a fundraising campaign, and of course, Brigada Pagpasa, a reading and literacy initiative. And we are hoping that these campaigns will contribute to Handang Isip, Handang Bukas. Let me close by saying that wisdom is a gift from God and education is freedom. As Dr. Jose Rizal said, we must win our freedom by deserving it, by improving the mind and enhancing the dignity of the individual, loving what is just, what is good, what is great. Let us all be wonderful children. Maraming salamat po, and may God bless us all.
Mensahe. Simpleng pakinggan subalit tagos sa puso ang hatid. Pakinggan ang mensahe ng pinakamamahal nating
To
senador
all our
at chair
education
for Committee on
champions,
Basic
led by our
Education, Culture
beloved
and Arts, Senator Sherwin T. Gatchalian.
Magandang umaga po sa lahat, kay Secretary Briones, sa DepEd family, sa ating mga principal, sa ating mga guro, sa ating mga magulang. Muli, binabati ko po kayo ng isang magandang umaga. Itong mga nakaraang linggo, marami pa akong naririnig at nakikita sa television, sinasabi po ng iba't ibang grupo na imposible po itong ginagawa ho natin. Kulang ho tayo sa kagamitan, kulang ho tayo sa paghahanda, at imposible po ang pinapagawa po sa ating mga guro at sa buong kawani po ng Department of Education. Aminin ko po, ito ay hindi ho madali. Itong pandemya na ito ay hindi pa ho natin nararanasan. At itong napakalaking gagawin ho natin sa Department of Education at sa education sector ay hindi pa ho natin nagagawa at nararanasan. Pero mga kasama, hindi ho tayo makakatulog ng gabi kung nalalaman natin ang ating mga anak ay naiiwanan. Ang ating mga anak ay uurong pagdating sa kaalaman. Ang ating mga anak ay hindi matututo. Sa mga pribadong sektor, maraming mga eskwelahan ay nag-umpisa na ho sila. Pero paano naman po yung mga kabataan ho natin na naiiwanan po at hindi po pwedeng makapag-aral? Mga kasama, alam ko po na malaki po ang hamon na hinaharap po natin. Hindi po ho ito madali. Talagang halos imposible po yung ginagawa ho natin. Pero mga kasama, hindi ba mas malaking inspirasyon kung naririnig ho natin na yung imposible ay ginagawa nating posible? Mas malaking inspirasyon ho sa atin kung yung hindi madali ay nagagawa ho natin at napapakita ho natin na kaya pala. Kaya mga kasama, alam ko ho na yung gagawin ho natin ay kauna-unahang gagawin ho natin sa buong kasaysayan ho natin. Pero naniniwala po ako na ating mga guro, ang ating mga punong guro, sila po ay subok na pagdating po sa ganitong krisis. Subok na ho sila pagdating po sa pagmamahal sa ating mga kabataan. Subok na ho sila pagdating po sa pagbibigay ng edukasyon. At alam ho nila na hindi ho pwedeng may maiwanan. Kahit isang bata, hindi ho natin pwede silang iwanan. Ako ay naniniwala ng ating mga guro at punong guro ay handa na ho dito. Naniniwala po ako na dahil po sa kanilang sakripisyo at pagmamahal, gagawin nilang posible ang imposible. So muli, congratulations po sa ating Department of Education. Kasama niyo po ako. Gagawin po natin lahat ng ating makakaya para masigurado po na itong learning continuity plan ho natin, itong distance learning ho natin, at yung pagtuturo ho natin sa ilalim po ng tinatawag nating distance learning ay magpapatuloy. Hindi ho tayo papayag na maiiwan ang ating kabataan pagdating po sa pag-aaral. Hindi ho tayo papayag na magiging mangmangho sila dahil po hindi tayo makakapagturo sa ilalim ng pandemya. Ito po ay isang paraan para masigurado ho natin na sila po ay magkakaroon ng magandang kinabukasan at hindi ho sila pababayaan ng ating pamahalaan. Muli, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat at magtulong-tulong ho tayo gawin posible ang imposible.
At ngayon naman, pakinggan ang mensahe ng representative ng Lone District of Pasig City at Chair, Committee on Basic Education and Culture, Roman T. Romulo.
Isang magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Ako po si Roman Romulo, Chairperson ng Committee on Basic Education and Culture sa House of Representatives. Unang-una po, gusto ko magbigay pugay po sa buong DepEd family, kay Secretary Liling Briones, sa lahat ng teaching and non-teaching personnel sa bawat paaralan sa buong Pilipinas. Kung hindi dahil sa hard work at sakripisyo po ninyo, hindi tayo aabot sa araw na ito. Ngayon araw po ay sisimulan natin itong simulation para magprepara sa opening academic calendar. Sana po lahat tayo, katulad ng ginagawa natin, itong mga nakalipas na buwan ay tulong-tulong, sama-sama, at magpahaba tayo ng mga pasensya. Minsan talaga ay hindi natin mapeperfecto agad, pero kung tayo ay magtutulungan, sigurado ko po makakatulong tayo sa ating kabataan. Alam po ninyo, nung nag-umpisa itong COVID-19 at napag-usapan na umpisahan natin ang distance learning or blended learning, marami po ang pumuna at marami ang nagsabi na kakayanin ba natin ito. Alam nating lahat, walang perfect na modality. Alam natin na bago ito hindi lang sa ating bansa, pero sa lahat ng mga bansa sa buong mundo. Kahit sa mga first world countries ay hanggang ngayon ay nahihirapan rin sila dito sa blended and flexible learning na ginagawa nila. Kaya tayo po dito sa ating bansa, pakita po natin na bagamat hindi pa perfecto, ay magtutulungan tayo, magsasama-sama tayo para masigurado po na hindi matigil ang edukasyon ng ating kabataang Pilipino. Sa mga magulang po, maraming salamat sa pagtiwala sa Department of Education. Ang tiwala po at pagtutulungan po natin, sigurado ko po ay mamumunga ng maganda para sa ating mga anak, apo at sa ating buong Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po, mabuhay po ang edukasyon.
At ngayon, pakinggan ang Governor ng Quirino, President, Union of Local Authorities of the Philippines, National Chairman League of the Provinces of the Philippines, Governor Dakila Carlo E. Cua.
To our DepEd family, headed by Secretary Liling Briones, all our undersecretaries and assistant secretaries, to our regional directors, superintendents, school heads, teachers, parents, to my fellow government leaders, magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Sa ngalan po ng Union of Local Authorities of the Philippines o ULAP, na kumakatawan sa lahat ng mga lokal na opisyal at syempre mga local government units. Kami po ay natutuwa at nagpapasalamat sa inyong imbitasyon ngayong araw sa inyong National Kick-Off Program na may temang angkop na proteksyon, patuloy na edukasyon at mabisang aksyon. Sa tingin ko po, lahat tayo nagkakaisa na marami talagang mga uncertainties na hinaharap ng buong bansa. Kasama na rin po ang larangan ng edukasyon. Kaya lalo tayo dapat magtulungan, lalo po tayo dapat makipag-ugnayan, lalo po tayo dapat magsuporta ng isa't isa. Asahan niyo po ng inyong mga local government leaders at ng mga LGUs ay kapartner ng DepEd sa paghahatid ng edukasyon, paghahatid ng serbisyo, at syempre kasama rin dyan po ang paghahatid ng collaboration and feedback upang ating lalong ma-define ang new normal at mahanapan ng maganda at maayos na solusyon, delivering education but at the same time protecting the health of our children and our teachers as well. So maraming salamat po, mabuhay po ang DepEd at mag-ingat po tayong lahat. Stay safe po.
Magandang umaga Pilipinas, Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao. Magandang umaga sa lahat ng mga Pilipino sa buong mundo. Good morning DepEd Philippines and welcome to the National Kick-Off of School Readiness for School Year 2020-2021. Tayo po ay napapanood mula dito sa DepEd Soc Sargent, lungsod ng Coronadal, Rehiyon 12. Bago tayo mag-umpisa mga kaibigan, nais po nating aniyahan ng lahat saan man kayo naroroon ngayon. Tayo po ay magsitayo at sabay-sabay nating awitin ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas, Lupang Hinirang.
At pagkatapos nating awitin ang ating pambansang awit, mangyari lamang na manatiling nakatayo para sa isang ecumenical na panalangin.
Amo duata no mabani kdemat mabaabelem nim kalafos ni ani yo nuya gami hol yom tep ed ani yo magdana yom implementation MDL duhon yo kam dumo learning modalities maba kede kanga managi ma ni ba region 12 duhon baklamang ang Pilipinas. Hal benlay mi katengon, benlay mi kagis, na benlay mi hayuklaw, anik gemak manim ni. Kanlung mi bayom des mogaw ni o amo. Kam tao malak, kam tuha, kam nga managi, na kamas telu, na kadeen. Hal beembaya mi amo, hal nuya kami. Amo doata, hal san bekas mi de. Bayom kakbong nawa duhan yom tulusam hal mafasang bakade hal hanungo mo amo nim tapa makom nakokam nahuwitam yom basa go abele ani mo yo mo para bakat na satu bele hal hanungo yom tapa mo amo doata sonan.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من البرص والجنون والجذام ومن شيء الأسقام ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Suliranin man ay dumating, ikaw lamang o Diyos ang sasambahin. Panginoon ko, sa iyo lamang mananatili kailan pa man. Kapahingahan sa'yo
Maraming salamat sa lahat ng nakibahagi sa ating ecumenical prayer. Ang panalangin ng ating mga katutubong kapatid ay ibinigay ni Benji Emmanuel sa saliw ng plauta ni Delmo A. Dulay. Ang atin namang Muslim prayer ay sinambit ni Nasruddin C. Said.
Ang Christian prayer naman ay inawit ni Geraldine Timbang na sinamahan ng pagtugtog ng violin ni Vincent Carl Takardon.
Sa puntong ito, mga kaibigan, marapat lamang na ating kilalanin at bigyang pugay ang mga haligi, hindi lamang ng kagawaran ng edukasyon, kundi ng iba't ibang ahensya ng ating pamahalaan at ng ating mga partner organizations na patuloy na sumusuporta sa pag-unlad ng edukasyon sa ating bansa. Ang okasyong ito ay tunay na pinarangalan ng kanilang pagdalo.
Joining us this morning, ladies and gentlemen, is no less than the Secretary of the Department of Education, Leonor Magnolis Briones, with the members of the Executive Committee. We also acknowledge the presence of our governors, city mayors, League of municipalities of Region 12, regional directors of 9 national line agencies of Region 12.
At ngayon, upang magbigay ng kanyang pambungad na pananalita, narito ang Regional Director ng DepEd Soc-Sargen Region, Alan C. Guardado.
The strength of the nation is seen on how it prepares its children for the future. Author unknown. Good morning, Philippines. Region 12, Soc-Sargen Region is truly honored to host the national kick-off program on school readiness, drawing confidence from the passage and approval of the Joint Regional Task Force COVID-19 and Regional Interagency Task Force of a resolution declaring support to the Department of Education on the opening of its classes on August 24, 2020. I thank all the members of the Joint RTF-RIATF led by the Honorable Dato Suharto Teng Mangudadato Alhads PhD and the RDC Chair, Honorable Mayor Ronel C. Rivera. Today, we have just experienced an almost 2 hours of shame brought about by some technical glitches that I cannot even comprehend. Our almost 3 weeks of preparations are now hanging on the gutter. Today, we learn that lesson to bring us confidence come August 24, 2020. Shall we give up because something went wrong? As we launch our national readiness today, we also solicit on the readiness of acceptability, the readiness of flexibility, the readiness of being able to sacrifice and change course of events when, as we planned for months, will turn out to not work as planned. Getting confidence from the men and women of Region 12 who, despite of 2 hours of shame, gathered their hands together and put on the greatest resolve on courage. Region 12 promises to you, we will. Today, we celebrate too the strong leadership of Secretary Liling Magtolis Briones, who despite of and in spite of continue to provide the leadership in these challenging times, together with the EXICOM, the regional directors, schools division superintendents, school administrators, and everyone for braving the challenges of COVID-flavored education, where our Secretary's battle cry is, education must continue. As we do our launching today, we want to give the highest honor to all the faceless and nameless teachers whose preparations and hard work are bigger than their fears, the module writers, videographers, filmers, radio-based instruction script writers, and announcers, module courses for making this national launching of school readiness truly dignifying through your efforts. On behalf of the schools division superintendents of the 9 divisions of this region, together with our Assistant Regional Director, ARD Fiel Y. Almendra, and all the men and women of Region 12, we welcome you to the Handang Isip, Handa Bukas National Kick-Off Program angkop na proteksyon, patuloy na edukasyon, mabisang aksyon. Kung saan sinasabi namin dito sa Regions 12, kasali lahat, kasama lahat, para sa lahat. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat.
Maraming salamat RD Alan sa iyong mainit na pagbati. Ngayon naman mga kaibigan, para sa kanyang pambungad na mensahe, ating salubungin ng isang masigapong palakpakan, Honorable Ronel C. Rivera, Alcalde ng General Santos City, na siya ring chairperson ng RDC 12.
Good day to everyone. Indeed, the year 2020 has been eventful and very faithful for all of us. But the fact that we are here today during the national kickoff program of Handang Isip, Handang Bukas means that we are adjusting, we are fighting, and we are getting ready for the new normal. Congratulations to the Department of Education for bending with the blows of this pandemic and showcasing your capability to adapt to the sudden and rapid changes. When COVID-19 hit us earlier this year, we did not expect that it will turn our life upside down. All the planning and preparation that the national government and our local government unit did for 2020 was thrown out of the window. We did not expect na masisirado ang mga businesses, establishments, and most importantly, our schools. While we are slowly starting to open up our businesses to help jumpstart the economy, it is important that we also put effort and focus on the education sector. Our children cannot afford to lag behind in their education. That has been one of the most consistent campaigns of my administration. From day one, partner natin ang DepEd sa ating commitment to providing rooms, increasing capacity, and developing our education sector's capability because that is part of our mandate and commitment. We should maintain that compliance with the mandate and that high level of commitment even in the face of this pandemic. Sa mga palangga natong ginikanan, salamat sa pagsalig sa gobyerno sa padayong pagpa-enroll ninyo sa inyong mga anak. Sa inyong simpleng pagpa-enroll sa inyong mga anak, ginapakita ninyo ang inyong pagsalig sa gobyerno na kaya namong tudluan inyong mga anak nga dili sila maulahi sa ilang pagskwela ug dili sila mabutang sa delikado. Once again, congratulations to the Department of Education and to our parents and teachers. Daghang salamat sa inyong sakripisyo, serbisyo ug pagmahal sa atong mga estudyante. Palanggata mo, daghang salamat, keep safe and healthy, and God bless us all.
Thank you so much, Mayor Ronel Rivera, for that very warm welcome to our participants. The welcoming part is not yet over, though. We listen now to the welcome message of Honorable Steve C. Solon, Governor of the Province of Sarangani.
Congratulations, DepEd, for the opening of classes this August. I just want to tell you that Sarangani is committed in partnership with DepEd to provide quality education to the Sarangans. We have been working together to create different modalities to ensure that quality education is delivered to the students of Sarangani. I just want to say that, we take this COVID pandemic very seriously. We put health above everything else. And because this pandemic is beyond our control, Sarangani, DepEd, its private partners have decided to improvise, adapt, and overcome this situation by providing different means and ways to keep education going. Kailangan po na ma-instill sa character natin ang new normal. Habang wala pa tayong vaccine, we need to make sure that our families and our neighbors and ourselves are safe by avoiding large crowds that we get in schools and to simply avoid face-to-face learning until the vaccine comes. So congratulations again, because DepEd Sarangani has come up with their program in partnership with the Sulong Karunungan program of the province of Sarangani, has come up with a modality or a system called LR on Wheels, and this will provide online learning to the people in the area, especially in the areas of the uplands. It will be a streamed online teaching tool that will help not only get education to the household, but will keep people safe by preventing mass gatherings in schools. So congratulations, Sarangani, and by God's grace, this LR on Wheels will be a great success and will be a spearhead for other divisions all over the country. I'd like to say thank you to DepEd, to SDS Mosqueda, to Ma'am Donna Panes, and for all the DepEd officials for coming up with such a innovative way to improve education in Sarangani during a pandemic. And I'm convinced that Sarangani once again can become a best practice example for other divisions all over the country. By the grace of God and with His guidance, we can make this distance learning work for us. I'd like to thank the private sector who has been so helpful, all our education partners that have come together as one group to help bring quality education to the Sarangan. So again, DepEd, congratulations, God bless, and Sulong Sarangani.
The year 2020 brought new beginnings for the Department of Education. Ready to pivot towards attaining quality education, DepEd was hopeful of the challenges ahead of it. But as DepEd continued to work on its commitment, the world suddenly faced a steeper dilemma. Around the globe, countries like the Philippines had to shift their priorities to respond to a public health crisis brought by COVID-19. Schools had to be closed, activities had to be halted, graduation ceremonies had to be canceled, as people were urged to stay at home. A new normal dawned upon us. As soon as DepEd realized the impact of these disruptions in education, it began to proactively craft its learning continuity plan last April to ensure that learning opportunities will still be available. Consulting with partners and advisors through the Education Forum, as well as legislators, teachers, parents, learners, and the general public, DepEd made sure its LCP encompasses the concerns of the whole education sector in responding to the crisis. Its topmost priority being the protection of the health, safety, and well-being of learners, teachers, and personnel. To make informed decisions, DepEd first analyzed relevant data and epidemiological picture for the incoming school year. DepEd also issued guidelines on its required health standards to be adopted in all public and private schools and DepEd offices following DOH and IATF protocols. It covers 4 COVID-19 mitigation objectives, namely, to increase physical and mental resilience, reduce transmission, reduce contact, and reduce duration of infection. The LCP also outlined how learning continuity will be ensured. It streamlines the K-12 curriculum into the most essential learning competencies and allows the use of distance learning, homeschooling, and blended learning modalities. Since conducting face-to-face classes will be a risk in most areas, DepEd has anchored its delivery of education to modular, online, TV and radio, or a combination of all. Guided by teachers, modular learning will allow learners to use self-learning modules in a format applicable to learners' capacity. In online distance learning, teachers will facilitate and engage learners' participation through the internet, whether synchronous or asynchronous. TV and radio-based instructions, on the other hand, are converted lessons fit for the broadcast medium. The LCP assures that all our learners, including our SPED, ALS, Madrasa students, can still access education even within the confines of their homes, and ensures that their household capacity will not hinder their right to education. To make this possible, our joint Brigada Eskwela and Oplan Balik Eskwela is assisting the preparations for the rollout of the LCP. On May 8, the LCP was approved by the IATF. The President also gave it his full support and expressed his commitment to meeting the financial demands of its execution. The implementation of the LCP will not be easy. It is not a perfect plan, and complications can be expected along the way. But extraordinary times call for extraordinary and proactive measures, and the Department of Education is ready to address the challenges along the way with the help of our national and local government, partners, parents, and learners. As one nation, learning opportunities shall be available in this brave new world for our Filipino children.
Ating mga kasama sa Department of Education family, lalong-lalo na sa ating mga guro at mag-aaral at ang ating host region dito sa Region 12 at lahat ng ating mga partners mula sa mga local government units, sa Kongreso, sa development organizations, private sector, civil society organizations, academe, at sa lahat po ng ating mga kababayan, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Ang natunghayan po ninyong buod ng Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan o ang tinatawag naming BALCP, ang tugon ng DepEd sa hamon na magampanan ng pamahalaan ang tungkulin na patuloy na makapagbigay ng oportunidad sa edukasyon ng sa ligtas na paraan sa kabila ng COVID-19. Ang tanong po ay ang mahirap na hamon ng pag-implement nito at hindi po biro ang ginagawang paghahanda ng DepEd para ma-implement itong BELCP. Mayroon po tayong siyam na readiness components upang maisakatuparan ang pagtuturo ng ating mga anak sa ligtas na paraan kahit di ngayong panahon ng COVID, mula sa enrollment, pagbabago ng curriculum, pagkakaroon ng iba't ibang distance learning delivery modalities, ang pagsasaayos, ang pag-adapt ng learning resources, ang pag-adapt din ng assessment, teachers training, pag-mobilize ng resources at pagkakaroon ng health standards in our offices and schools, at gayon din ang regional contextualization na siyang matutunghayan ninyo mamaya. Humingi po tayo ng tulong kay Teacher Emmanuel L. Maglasang ng Gutad National High School at kay Teacher Levin Pabriaga ng Mambog Elementary School para ibahagi ang ating update sa mga readiness components na ito. So tunghayan po natin ang inihandang AVP sa tulong ni Teacher Iman at saka ni Teacher Levin.
Magandang araw! Ako po si Teacher Iman at ibabahagi ko po sa inyo ngayon ang mga paghahandang ginagawa ng DepEd para sa pagpupuso taon. Kasama ko rin ngayon si Teacher Levin. Tara, Teacher Levin, simulan na natin. Alam mo ba, Teacher Levin, na noong June 19 pa lamang ay naglabas na ang DepEd ng Basic Education Learning Ako po si Teacher Iman or PEL. Sabi ko sa inyo ngayon ang mga paghahandang ang pag-aaral ng mga mag-aaral ngayon sa COVID-19. Kasama ko rin ngayon si Teacher Levin.